Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Nick, I don't remember how to host a live stream.
I've gotten back to getting used to it.
I know you've been doing incredibly well, and I feel like I've been gone so long. I feel like I'm a rookie.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I just want to welcome everybody that came over from WDW Pro Show. Welcome, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Should be a good show tonight.
I wanted to be there on the pro show. He invited me over there as well. I barely got here. So
yeah.
Thank you,
I
Pro
figured
Jonas.
I figured you might be a little late, so I just did the last part of the pre-show late, so that we would start a little bit late to give you some time.
Well, I'll be completely honest with everybody. I was late. And I'm never late, but I was today. So it happens, but I am back and we are back and it is all good. So let's go ahead and bring in our co-host of the night. Which one should we bring in first?
Ladies first. It's always got to be ladies first.
Ladies first. Oh, my bad. Hold up. There we go. There she is.
Doing my dirty.
And you're on camera.
Hey, buddy.
For a little bit.
I knew it. I knew it was going to happen one of these times. This was the time.
It just happened. So, how's everybody doing? What is going on, chat? Great to see you all. And it's the chill stream. We got some things to talk about. So, sit back, relax. I'm going to make myself sit back and relax. I just took some headache medicine. I've got a cup of coffee that's fresh, and I'm just ready to sit back and chill with my friends and enjoy.
Third stream of the day for me. I'm definitely relaxing.
Are you standing up?
I am standing up.
Oh my God. Did you stand up on all three of them?
No.
Okay. All right.
I sat through all of Mr. H reviews, and I sat through half of Pro Show, and then I had to stand up.
Yeah. So I know you typically do stand when you were streaming. I got a cushion for my chair now, and my booty is always pretty good now. So
I told you the cushion. Cushions
work, man. You know what I got? Actually, I got a cushion from a racing seat, like a car company. Nice. Man, it's like, what? This is the greatest chair in the world now.
Oh, nice.
Sounds like an AARP commercial. Talking about cushions and standing up.
You're lucky we like you.
Love you, Coach.
His sciatica was acting up.
Listen, I can't talk. I can't talk because I have a cushion too. So I'm with you.
I saw X-Wing jump in the stream earlier, and then he jumped right back out.
So he's been having two things with X-Wing. First, it's his birthday. So if he does show up, everyone wish him a happy birthday. And secondly, he's having some network issues. So he's trying to fix
I saw
Matt, what's on your shirt?
This is my we're doing Ahsoka today, so this is Clone Wars.
I like it.
Ahsoka.
It's a nice
and this is an Ashley Eckstein shirt. This is an Ashley Eckstein.
Oh, it's from her. What's it called? It's her, right? The collection or something. I forgot what her store is called.
Yep. Hey, Colleen. Good to see you. All right, everybody. Look, how did y'all do this last Thursday? Did y'all just jump right in? Like, Nick, please.
It was pretty wild.
I just did the normal thing that you normally do. I'm like, Coach always says there's 4 ways you guys can support us here.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Memberships, our Patreon page, which I'm going to be getting some stuff up there either tomorrow or this weekend, merch store, and super chats. And one other thing, guys, anybody that's been here for a while knows that I've not been on camera because my computer's jacked up, but I don't want to e-beg for money for a computer. So if you guys want to help me, I want you to at least get something out of it. Join the EBN member family. Sign up on our Patreon page. Go to our merch store. Order some shirts. Send us some super chats. All that sort of stuff will help me get a new computer so I can get back on camera. And on top of that, I got to take my dog in for surgery, and that's going to be like $1,200 I got to pay out also. So,
oh my goodness, what's wrong with the dog?
She lost one of her bottom canines, and her teeth are not in good shape, and they're getting infected. So they got to put her to sleep. They got to pull some, and then clean the rest. And they got to put her to sleep for all that.
Yeah, it's a deep clean.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Her breath be stinking.
Oh yeah, my dog's breath stinks bad too.
You gotta
All right.
maintain.
So a little Star Wars action, everybody. How about we do that? And Matt, we got a couple super chats.
Yeah, you want to do them? Let's do them up.
Yeah, let's do them. Let's do them.
Oh, our favorite one. Our favorite one.
There he is. Every day. The most
Man, he beat Rogue Sarge.
He did. He sure did. Thank you, Graph Webb. You are the man. # cancel Disney Plus. We appreciate that.
Oh, and here's someone else just had a big milestone.
I'll let Nick do this one because Nick did something awesome last night.
So for any of those of you that did not know, last night Matt Cave Gaming was streaming. He's been a longtime member here on the channel, a longtime friend of the channel who started his own YouTube channel, and I was just in there hanging out, listening to some of the PlayStation news he was covering because I'm a Sony pony, and he was wanting to try to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the summer, and I was like, man, we're gonna get him to 1,000 subs tonight. So I started a live stream sniped his stream. He had no clue I was doing it. And he started getting all these subscribers, and he was getting super chats and stuff. And he was like, oh my God, like we might hit this tonight. And he hit over 1,000 subs last night.
It's awesome.
That's awesome.
So congratulations to Matt Cave. Love you, brother. Glad you hit that milestone.
That is absolutely fantastic. So good job, everybody, all the way around. That's
so
great.
proud. So proud. We love it. We love it when our community wins. Love it.
Yep.
Love it a lot.
The community always wins eventually.
Now I want to see some Final Fantasy VII remake, Matt Cave. Pick it back up, man. Pick it back up.
Uh-oh. Gatekeeper's Dymo.
One more snuck in.
For Nick, grifted up. Hope all is well with you guys. Gatekeeper's Dymo, $4.99. Thank you.
That's $3 in YouTube money.
Yeah, I know, right?
Thanks, Diamond.
if you're lucky, it's $3.
Hey, that's awesome, Dymo. Thank you so much. That's gonna.
I always give him crap.
Yeah, that's gonna get Nick like a nice, power cable.
333 megahertz.
A chiclet.
Okay, it's gonna get him a nice power cable for his PC.
Yeah.
But thank you, seriously. We're honestly not hating on Super Chat. We would never do that. So.
I always hate on Diamond.
We got one more. Debbie Young, Mama Bear, update on Sound of Freedom where I work because of Barbie and Oppenheimer. It is now only 4 showings and all are before 3:30. Well, awesome.
That's typical. It's been out for a little while now.
Yeah, it's been out for like 15 days.
Yeah.
So, yep, totally fine. Yep, there's a lot of I almost said there's a lot of good movies out. I don't know if that's the case. I anticipate Oppenheimer being good.
It looks good.
I do not anticipate Barbie being anything I would ever want to watch.
Oof.
Oh.
I was gonna go, but I changed my mind.
Thank you.
Valiant
Nikki.
said he walked out. I saw Valiant said he didn't even finish it.
He walked out?
Yeah.
Walked out.
What a
Barbie.
drama queen.
Yeah. He walked out.
Valiant the drama queen.
That interesting. I'll have to ask him about that. That is crazy. We've got 280 people here right now.
I know there's a lot of people here all of a sudden.
The chill stream.
Yeah. I promoted it on Mr. H Reviews and Pro Shows. So welcome everybody. If you guys are not subscribed here to EBN, subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely. All right. We also got a couple more super chats. We'll hit these. 2 Star Wars nerds have rejoined the member family. That is awesome. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
And Gatekeeper's got Daimyo with a gifted 1 Echo Base Network membership. So thank you so much.
So that's how out of practice I am. I don't even have the studio pulled up.
You know what? And I do it on the fan funding place, so I have the YouTube running over here, and so I have to catch it on the fan funding place.
Well, yeah, you've been on vacation, so it's understandable, Coach. Like, come on.
We got you, Coach.
I feel like a new man.
How was your vacation, by the way?
I went to the concrete jungle of Manhattan, so
man.
it was an experience. So
I think he had enough of New York by the time it was.
I was ready to come home. I'm not gonna
New
lie.
York will do that to you for sure. That's where I was born, but I don't miss it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Same here. Same here. All right. James Cocker, 10 pounds. One for the computer fund, and hope your dog is better soon, dude.
Hell, James Cocker, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Got Michelle C for $4.99. Nice to see you both on screen again. Sorry, it can't be more.
Well, we just started back. It's the first one.
We're back. We're back.
All right. Thank you so much, Michelle C.
Thank you,
for that.
Michelle. That's very sweet. Olaf Fan S with a member chat. He says, "No rest for the wicked."
Yeah, Olaf.
Culture
is
Casino,
putting
Mr. H, WDW Pro, EBN, VR next. Maybe sleep, and then off to Midnight's Edge in the morning. No work for tomorrow, I guess. Another 12-hour YouTube marathon here. Love you all. My gosh.
Wow, I missed that. Was way back at the beginning. Way back.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Olaf's a trooper.
He really is.
Yeah, he is, for real. Davish sends in a member chat. He says, Clone Wars Adventures sends its regards. Hail EVN, hail Coach and Nick, hail to the Fellowship.
Hail.
And Donna Hergenrither gifted 5.
Hey, Donna.
And then we have someone trying to get poor. My favorite.
That is hilarious.
Kennedy Stale Muff Crumbs for £2 trying to cancel GraphWeb.
Cancel
That's a
Graph
perfect
Web.
rebuttal right there from that
I
account.
love it.
Oh my gosh. I have never
Oh.
seen such happen. We have a super chat war going on.
I love that
Yeah.
for multiple reasons. I love the name and
That picture is great.
Yeah, that is really, really funny. All right. So opening thing that we're talking about tonight, we have got this 3 Star Wars shows to watch before Ahsoka Disney Plus series. Now, I am sure Matt has read this article.
I thought there was nothing to watch. I thought we didn't have to watch anything.
Yeah, you didn't have to
Yeah.
have any homework, right?
It should be 0 Star Wars shows to watch before Ahsoka Disney.
So,
Mhm.
so I want to ask y'all, besides Matt, because I think he read the article, what 3 shows do you think they're talking about?
Rebels, Tales of the Jedi, and Clone Wars.
so
They did
she
that
won
Messiah episode with her for a reason. So
and I thought Disney Plus was bad with the 50 some odd different. I mean, they went into episode, but she just said, "Nah, just watch all the series. Watch it all. Watch it all in its entirety. All 3 things."
how the turntables.
Oh no.
So our good friend Fat Steven sends in a member chat. He says, "Still waiting on that Sunday." You are hilarious. So I Valiant just told me the other day on the phone. I had no idea that Fat Steven got demonetized
Again.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
So,
reused content. When
Brother,
all
I-
it is game
Crazy.
stream.
I am so
Yeah.
sorry. Like he told me that 2 days ago, I think. And man, I'm hurting for you. I know it's not reused content. I know you're streaming your games,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy. So
Yeah, Justin has lost, got his channel taken down too.
yeah, he didn't get demonetized. He got
Yeah,
nuked.
yeah, he got nuked. They nuked his channel.
It's gone.
But also, like I said to you, Coach, Sheev the Wise, he's just another one who does a lot of live streaming. He also got demonetized for reused content. I really think,
And these are all YouTubers that are completely different from each other. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the freaking YouTube bots that are using whatever algorithm they got to pick up on things and do this automatically. And then you got to try to fight to get an actual person to review and look
So
at
hard.
it. Yeah, it's a
Well,
nightmare.
Well, I'll be honest with everybody, and we've already talked about this at length. You know, most of you remember when we got demonetized for reused content. And here's the thing:
This time last year,
it was actually legit. I didn't know that was going to happen, but when it happened to us, it was actually like, oh, that is reused content. I
Yeah.
mean, my bad. Star Wars Coffee does it. He doesn't get taken down, or demonetized, but whatever. All these other people are doing it, and I was trying to push content and get stuff out there, and grow the channel and the community and everything, and I'm doing that, and we get demonetized for it. So we learned our lesson there. But yeah, I'm hurting for those people that are going through all that. So back to this Ahsoka thing, guys. You were right, Nikki. It is the 3 shows that you said: Clone Wars, Rebels, and Tales of the Jedi. You guys tell me why, when I looked at this article, I did what I asked y'all to do. What are the 3 shows? Well, the first show on my list was The Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mando season 2 is what I was.
That is
I mean-
true because
I
she's
mean-
live action.
She's live action, but not just that. It's in the Mandoverse. The setting of the show is during the Mandalorian time.
Well,
It
and
don't matter.
But the way I took it is, her assumption was people were coming into this having already seen the Mandalorian. So I think the point of her commentary here was, if you want the rest of the backstory, you have to watch these 3 things. That's the way I took it.
Okay, that makes sense. I did not see it that way, but I get it. The way I kind of look at it was, if you don't know anything about Ahsoka, then you need to go watch these shows.
Yeah.
And to that, truth be told, if you don't know anything about Ahsoka, I don't know what they're doing and where they're going, but you really need Clone Wars, in my opinion. I know y'all are like Rebels match, like, what?
No, it's true. It's true. Certain episodes, sure, because that's where you first meet her and you get the relationship with her and Anakin, which Filoni's going to have a great and fun time playing up in Ahsoka. So you need that relationship dynamic to be established in your head, because they didn't even touch on it. And I don't think they've ever mentioned Anakin once in Mandalorian. So
Never
there you
at
go.
all.
Not
So
one
I-
single time.
So yeah, I mean, that's a great point, because we've already heard him name dropped in the Ahsoka trailer 2 more times than we've ever heard Anakin spoken in any of the other live action content, unless you count Obi-Wan Kenobi, right?
I don't.
So,
No one counts it.
well, and there was no connection. They didn't make any Ahsoka connection, of course, at all in Kenobi. So yeah, that's a strange one. In order to understand all of that, you need the backstory.
Yeah, I'm with you. That makes sense. So, thoughts on, we're close. The show
That
debuts
is true.
in 33 days. I mean,
I wish I was
we're-
excited.
We're 4.5 weeks out for this show coming out. So yeah, Nikki, I wish I was excited. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I'm in a hard place right now with Star Wars. We've not been making videos because there's nothing really to talk about, as we're just sitting here waiting on Ahsoka. The news is very small things, and I cannot do another Kathleen Kennedy video. I don't have it in me, man. Yeah, there it is, right there. It feels like the hype is done, and it's a super sad thing for people who love Star Wars.
I think the hype will come once it's I say hype will come for like the normies and stuff. Once it's out, like a few episodes have been released, depending on what they do to appeal to normies. I hate using the word normies, but when I say that, I mean people that aren't diehard, like know all the lore Star Wars fans. It's one of those things, as it comes out, I think word of mouth will kind of push it out a bit.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing those thumbnails on people's reaction videos where they're like, doing that kind of thing. And, they'll definitely be trying to hype it up as much as they can. Do you guys feel like this show could kind of get Star Wars back into a good place? Maybe?
No.
You need a movie for that, to be honest.
I do think the show is going to have broader appeal than Mando season 3.
Because it's so many women, right?
Well, maybe, but only
because the Force is literally female in this one.
Oh, it sure is.
only because I think it's drawing on some things that we've seen previously in The Mandalorian that people enjoyed, right? But I think Mandalorian 3 sort of left a lot of us kind of a bit more down in the dumps than we had been, right? Because we were sort of looking forward to it and what would happen, and then it kind of bombed, right? And now this is the very next thing to follow after that. So So I am hopeful that it will be more enjoyable than The Mandalorian season 3. Maybe you'll argue the bar is low, so it's hard not to do that. I'm just very curious to see how they make the story resonate, and then very specifically for some of the topics specifically around Thrawn and Ezra and how they're going to weave all that story together. Will it satisfy folks who for those characters are very precious, right? Who have a very specific, set of wants and needs for how they're portrayed in live action. To me, that's where the real danger is in this series.
The Force's Tampax.
I'm getting it. Look, I'm getting in trouble with Debbie. Sorry, sorry, Mom Bear.
She's not. You guys are not wrong. Like I've been saying, I want to see a hot dude in Star Wars. Like, who's the last hot guy we've gotten? I mean, I know you guys.
The Rancor Keeper.
Kylo Ren.
No, they didn't even show us his belly button.
Nikki, do you know who the Rancor Keeper is?
From where? From Return of the Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is he the same guy that was in? He always reminds me of that guy from Game of Thrones. That he was. I don't know if people are going to remember this when Tyrion was in jail. I feel like, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I thought you meant like there was some other deeper reference. So no thanks. No, man.
He was just picking someone who was decidedly unattractive.
One of my daughters told me 2 nights ago that I look like him.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Yikes.
They were trying to be mean, and they accomplished it.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't care anymore.
They used your fandom against you?
They did. They hit me where it hurts, for real.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, at least I didn't say Jabba.
True.
Yeah.
I guess it could have been worse.
Oh, Shuda.
Oh, God. Even Jabba no bada. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's something else. That's something else entirely.
Look, I can't take credit for that. I saw it somewhere else, and I took it.
So funny.
I copied it. Lizzo, even Jabba no bother.
Even Jabba no bada.
Let's see. Gary Ambrosia, Nick.
What's up, Gary?
Our old friend Gary. He says, "Hail EBN, the only network you need for Star Wars news." Thank
100%.
you so much, Gary, man.
100%. Gary knows what's up. Gary knows what's up. We love Gary.
We got the Twitter war still raging. Grafweb, Kennedy, I am winning.
Well, I think he's referring to the canceling of Disney Plus. I think he's speaking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because
wait, no, that's Kennedy's Muff Crumbs. You're right.
Yes.
he's talking about
Going back at him. So
because they actually there was a Bloomberg article and it was out on a couple other places, but they were talking about how Disney Plus is going to lose suspectedly $800 million for the third quarter here. I mean, that's not chump change.
When's that next call?
August 6th or 8th.
That's going to be an interesting one if they don't police the calls that come in, but that's going to be.
Oh, listen, after that Iger interview, the sky's the limit. I can't wait to hear what I can't wait.
Those investor calls and interviews have been more interesting than the content they've been putting out, to be honest.
I can't wait for this next investors call. We're actually covering it on Mr. H's stream during the day.
It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
He's going to get asked some brutal questions.
Oh,
but he's a politician at heart. He's going to slither his way out of them. He's going to give very political answers.
Yeah.
Yep.
His non-answers.
Yep. Just like Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah.
So, but people are going to grill him on Indiana Jones.
Probably.
Oh, he'll make an excuse for it. He won't admit that it was bad. He'll say something else. It was too hot to go to the theaters.
Well, you can't say it's Indiana Jones fatigue.
Nope.
So what's he gonna say?
Yeah.
The funniest thing
he's gonna say it was too hot for people to go out to the theater.
I just said,
it was too hot. People are staying home. It's too hot.
Harrison's too old to ride a horse, right, Matt?
Oh, jeez, Louise. The funniest thing I saw today is the best way they think we're going to get people to come to Disney Plus by putting the first 3 episodes of Secret Invasion on Hulu for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and
really,
that shows, Nielsen numbers just dropped on that today. It is not, Secret Invasion is not doing good.
I watched the
It's-
first episode and I hit the exit.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I've watched all the episodes, unsurprisingly, and my conclusion so far is it's definitely a series you should binge all at once. Because
I
as
haven't seen it
usual,
at all.
the 5th episode is where it's finally picking up. It's only 6 episodes, so next week is it.
Wow.
And for me, I'm like, well, now if I had just watched it all, because the episodes are like so short, they're like literally like 30 minutes. So I'm like, you could sit here and in 3 hours, you could have binged this thing.
Yeah.
And that's probably the better way to do it if you're gonna watch it at all.
The first several episodes, or first seasons rather, the first several seasons of The Walking Dead, for me, I really enjoyed. It is not a good show anymore. It lost its way. Besides Negan, the show is just not good. Walking Dead, Dead City is not a good show, and it's 10 times better than Secret Invasion.
Listen, Secret Invasion was so bad, my mother gave up on it. That's how bad it was. She's like, she's like, this is just boring. She said, I tried. She made it past didn't make it past the second episode. She's like, I'm done with this.
We do got the last season of Cobra Kai coming out. What ended next month? That was it. End of August, 1st of September, I believe.
Like that.
And this is the final season, right?
Final season. Yep.
Now, what's the rumor about they might possibly do a movie? Is that still around?
There's rumors that they might do a movie, or they're looking at possibly doing spin-off shows with some of the other characters in the show.
Right, I got you.
But nothing official has been announced.
No one cares.
I care. Cobra Kai is awesome.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Cobra.
Secret Invasion. Sorry.
Oh, no, yeah,
I've
Secret
never
Invasion.
seen Cobra Kai.
What?
I've never seen Karate Kid, so I can't.
What? Oh, God, you're
Breaking
missing
your.
out.
Sorry. There's a lot on my list. Okay, I know.
Isn't it hard to get through the list?
Yes.
It's hard for me.
You have to prioritize.
What's that show, Matt? I got to watch No Man's Sky or something like that.
Oh no, For All Mankind.
Oh yeah,
But that's a commitment because they're quite a.
Have you seen that, Nick?
For All
Never heard of it.
Nick's never heard of it either. Everybody
what's it
swears
on?
on that movie, dude.
It's another Apple TV Plus one.
Oh,
it's a
see, I
sci-fi.
I don't have Apple TV.
But you got the Pirate Bay. Arr.
Yeah, I do got the Pirate Bay.
All right, let's hit these super chats. Thank you guys for being with us, and we're just getting started. Oh yeah,
there you go.
Fat Steven. Reva was the last hot dude in Star Wars.
Obi-Wan.
It's been a while since Steven's made me laugh. He's a funny joker, man. He's a funny joker.
Fat Steven.
Steven, how much would it cost us to get you to make our thumbnails? Give me an answer in chat.
Yeah.
I think he does enough of that already. Josh Main has rejoined the fold. What is up, my man?
Josh Main.
Good to see you, bro.
Grandmaster. Good to see Josh here.
Heck yes. Thank you, bro. My gosh. Donald J. Skywalker. That is one of the best names I've ever read.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Where is Luke during this? Did Anakin come up when they met on the book of Bobalorian? How could he not? I didn't watch Boba. Let me say this, and y'all just jump all in. This comment right here, this super chat, is the kind of thinking that makes me go, I don't really have hope that Ahsoka is going to be a good show. However, they could really give us some incredible moments.
Yeah.
It's this show that could do that. Nikki wants the hot guy in Star Wars back. Well, you might get Anakin. He might be a little shade of blue, but he'll be there. You know, an Anakin Force Ghost, a Luke there, talking with Ahsoka. Any of that is a scene I feel like Star Wars fandom desperately needs.
So Nick, Coach missed my hot take, right? And I won't disclose that here again. But Coach, don't count your Anakins before they're hatched. That's all I'll say.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say on that one.
I got to hear it. What is this hot take?
No, we'll have to. We'll connect on that off. We'll connect on that offline. Nick knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was going to answer the question in the super chat because it's one that we've talked about a lot, which is firstly, when we saw Ahsoka and Luke, and she was addressing Mando, she used the weak friend of the family line, And we never got that. We never have yet gotten that first meeting between Ahsoka and Luke, where we assume there should be some mention of Anakin. Now, I don't know that they would pop up Anakin's Force Ghost and it'd be like a family reunion. It seems like that might be a little overkill. But there was a promise of that they questioned Filoni directly, and they said, what about their first meeting? And he said, well, we want to tell that story yet. And so, but that's how they danced around it. Friend of the family. What a weak line. I mean, it was, I didn't like it.
And a weak introduction into those two knowing each other. Like it was very anticlimactic. I know we talked about it when we were watching the show. Me and Coach did when we were reviewing it, and we were not happy that we didn't actually get to see that first meeting before we saw them together. And that's what a lot of people wanted to see. Her meeting Luke, them talking about Anakin, them talking about Vader. Maybe Luke tells the story. Maybe we get to listen to him say, we were fighting and whatever. He chopped my hand off. He told me it was his father. Talking about Yoda, Obi-Wan, all that, because Ahsoka knows all these people. It's like they know a lot of the same people and have relationships with these people, but they've never actually met each other. And so that first meeting between them could be very, very interesting in that, listening to that conversation. There's so much they could do with it. And, then we just see her just randomly show up, with Luke and just like, yeah, I'm a friend of the family. It's just, like I said earlier, just very anticlimactic.
What do you think, Nikki? Are we going to see any Luke in Ahsoka? I mean, let me rephrase that. Are we going to see in the show? Are we gonna see Luke in the Ahsoka show?
I'm triggered. I can't answer you now.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I got dirty.
It would be kind of like the elephant in the room if it doesn't get addressed, at least by name, because like they very much wanted to shove a scene with them in our face already in Book of Boba, and then it'd be like, what, they never met? So it'd be kind of weird if they didn't at least name drop them.
I think I have an Ahsoka hot take. You guys know how Ewan McGregor wanted to do Kenobi season 2. He ain't getting it. They're not doing it.
Good.
I would not be shocked if we don't get an Anakin, Obi-Wan, Force Ghost together speaking with Ahsoka.
I don't think it'll happen. I would love to see it though.
My money would be more on if there's an Obi-Wan, it would be more on an Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka flashback. That would be where my money would go, more than a bunch of Force Ghosts. And I did see Graf Webb made an interesting comment in chat, and his comment was, Ahsoka can't see Force Ghosts. She's not a Jedi.
Yes, she is.
That's
the hell she ain't. She's got a Padawan.
That's a whole different kettle of fish, right? But that would be.
I mean, am I wrong? Did Sabine not call her master?
But she could have been sarcastic. There's so much about that yes, she did. She did call her.
Did they not flash Jedi on the screen in the teaser?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, she's a Jedi, and I'm right back, guys.
All right.
I feel like, I don't know, this show could have the biggest Star Wars feeling with the Force, with lightsabers, with, fights. We've seen space battles, clips. Actually, like Star Wars is happening. There's a lot here that could go right. Maybe.
Yeah. It has the right recipe. And it's all going to come down to how full of Filoni is it? How is he writing this story? Because we know he's written all 8 episodes. He, himself, and him. just him. No Noahs, nobody, no Favnos, just Filoni.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. Nikki, what do you think about having an Anakin Obi-Wan show up together?
I am just done with seeing them do that with them. I don't.
So you don't want to see Anakin?
Not in the context that they keep using him. No.
Okay.
Like, I love Hayden, and that's the main reason I even gave Kenobi a shot, even though I knew they were gonna screw it up. But I mean, if they want to show him in like a Clone Wars flashback, scene for scene,
that would be cool.
Would I enjoy it out of context? Sure, out of context. But I don't want them adding or changing any more lore than they already have, because that's all they're going to do when they bring back these characters. So,
well, I agree with Nick with what he said. They already got off with the wrong first step. When they had Ahsoka and Luke together in the Book of Boba Fett, it was just wrong.
Yes, agreed. They ruined that moment for me.
Yes.
I don't care if they show us in the future how they met. You ruined it.
I think that for prequel fans and fans of the Clone Wars era, that's very similar to original trilogy fans not getting the big three reunited on screen in the sequel trilogy. I think there's a lot of similarity there. And look, it didn't sit well with me either. And I remember in the Ahsoka episode, gosh, I remember that night me and Nick watched it. We're recording, we're reacting. And at the very end of the episode, Ahsoka turns around and walks off, and she's walking through a forest. And I literally braced myself and opened my eyes to take it all in, because I was looking for a blue glow. And I didn't see it.
Well, she had the owl instead, right? That's when she had the owl, and so they substituted. You're right. Would have been perfect, but they substituted the owl to make the same pseudo point.
Yep, that is very true. So I was disappointed. It would have made that feel, a lot more. They do so many things, like having an R5D4 appearance in The Mandalorian. Do something big.
Boy, did he appear, though, in this third season. He was the hero of the show. Literally. Saved us. He really was. Saving left and right.
This is true. This is absolutely true. All right. So let's see. Our next super chat is from Felix Quiros. He says, "We are, you are, Echo Base Network, Coach and Nick Rock. May the force be with you, EBN. Chill stream time. Nikki, and Matt are awesome. Let's hope that Ahsoka is good. It's our only hope." And I do hope it's good, man. But like, I'm at the point where if this show is not, I'm not saying if it's not great. Do I want it to be great? Yeah. I have no expectation of it being great. I don't even have an expectation of it being good. I have an expectation of it being marginal. If it's good, I will be pleased. Star Wars they really need a great show. They desperately have to have a good show. Because if it doesn't happen, y'all, if they keep rolling out these turds, and look, I know, Matt, that automatically, I am eliminating Andor from the turd box. It is not a turd for me.
Can't, whatever your feelings for Andor are aside, you have to acknowledge now it's clearly an anomaly. So you really can't enter Andor into the conversation. Again, a lot of people call it Ambor. I get that. But I mean production value, writing, length of the series, right? Special effects, all of that stuff, right? And my goodness, they spent enough money on it, right? So it should have looked great. But everything else they've given us has been just so subpar.
Yeah.
They're giving us 2 episodes of Ahsoka on Premiere. Those 2 episodes better kick ass. Right? Because otherwise, I think it's over.
What do you mean it's over?
People will tune out. I don't think people will stay, well, let me keep watching because by the end it normally gets better. I think that because that's usually the excuse. Keep watching. It's going to get better by the end.
And bro, I think it's much bigger than just that show. I think it's Star Wars on the whole.
Well, that's what I mean. I think they're not going to continue the series. And then what do you think? They're going to tune in for Skeleton Crew? Who else besides me is tuning in for Skeleton Crew?
Adventures in babysitting in space. Yeah,
you know, the reason I'm doing it is for Jude Law. So this is what I mean. It's got to be. It can't be mid. If the first 2 episodes are mid, I think it's a loser.
Yeah, and go ahead. I was just gonna say, the thing is, the track record for Lucasfilm has been ongoing for years and years. The last great moment we got was at the end of Mando season 2, in my opinion, and we haven't gotten anything since then. And when did that come out? Over 2 years ago,
December
2019.
Yeah, bro, that was almost 4 years ago.
Yeah, almost 4 years ago. So the thing is, if they don't turn it around with this show, I don't see it happening with Skeleton Crew, them turning it around. I don't see it turning around with Andor season 2, if Andor season 2 actually gets made. I don't see him turning it around with the James Mangold movie. I don't see him turning it around with the Rey movie. I mean, literally, it could be 10 years before Star Wars is back on a regular track, because this stuff takes a long time to be in development, pre-production, production, post-production, all that sort of stuff, marketing, getting it out there. I mean, it could be a long time, and Star Wars could be, off the edge of the cliff for quite some time moving forward, which is
don't forget about that acolyte, Nick. You left the
acolyte. Yeah. We can't forget about the acolyte.
Welcome home, X-Wing.
Hi guys. How's it going?
Birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Here, let's go ahead and I'm not going to play the whole thing because people hate it.
Oh, let me get this out of the way. Thank you, Felix. I'm going to get you out of the way. All right, go for it.
The Empire wishes you a happy birthday. And now we will sing. Me. Happy birthday to you.
You get the point.
Yeah, no, we got that. Thanks.
We almost need to re-upload that at 2 times the speed.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
It takes them a minute. It's like me getting to the point, right? It takes them a minute.
Just a heads up, too. If it cruds out again, I'm gonna be gone. This is not how I wanted to spend my birthday, chasing internet service providers. But we'll ride this out for as long as it'll stay.
Look at all the X-wing emojis in chat.
Yeah. All right,
we need some E-wing emojis now. That's all.
So here's, I feel like we're in some kind of therapy session, trying to help each other get through. For nearly my entire life, I have been like a Star Wars crack addict.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been one of those people. I mean, I love it, like with no limitations. It's the best thing ever created in entertainment. They have done such a poor job over the last several years where I feel like I can't speak for anybody but me, but I am feeling like I don't know how much longer I am going to be interested in watching what they're doing.
Yeah. Or even caring enough to even talk about it.
I said this to I think X-Wing and I are on the same page with this. Like, obviously the sequels were a killer, but truly what even killed any slight curiosity I had was Kenobi. Like that show really broke my heart, and no joke, that show made me really upset and made me cry. Like, it was just like because of the misuse. Like, it truly, I hadn't been that angry at something since like probably the season finale of Game of Thrones, and this was obviously hit me harder because it's a childhood thing.
Yeah.
And it really like, so this Ahsoka stuff, like I'm going in as like if I was like a paid like reviewer to give my honest review on something, I don't even connect my heart in it with Star Wars, if that makes sense. Like,
I think the sequel trilogy was the jab. It was the right hand jab, and we weren't really ready for it. But I mean, the big swinging left hook that knocked us out was the Disney Plus content.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
been bad. It's been bad.
And the thing is, it was like they built up. Mando season 1 was decent enough. Then we got season 2, tons of great moments in that. The last 4 episodes of season 2 of Mando were great. And then moving forward from that point on, with everything going on with the Ahsoka show coming out, the World Between Worlds being implemented, rumors of them retconning the sequels and starting to change things. That gave so many fans hope. And the more we moved in the direction of the sequel trilogy, more and more, and we got crappier and crappier content, people started dropping off.
Well, Nick, you said 10 years as like a possibility of getting to a place where we're happy. I think it's further than that.
I was being conservative.
That's best case scenario.
Yeah. Best case scenario is like 10 years, because all the stuff they have planned coming up, all the way through like 2027, 2028, something like that, whatever those dates are. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it's just there's not anything out there that's like.
There's one thing that's good. Did you guys see the fan film, the ambush at Dara 4?
No.
So that came out a couple days ago. That was it was from the Empire Strikes Back radio drama, and a guy used Unreal Engine to do the ambush at Dara 4.
That's what that poster's from, the radio drama.
Cool. Yeah, it's on YouTube right now. It's great, man. He does a really good job, and it nails the tone of Star Wars. And I almost wish I didn't watch it, because it scratched the itch and it brought me back in. I got like that little itch again.
What's funny is that
I'm gonna have to watch that. Maybe I'll review it and put it up on.
Yeah,
Patreon.
it's only like 4.5 minutes. It's great.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we got a few super chats to go through real quick, everybody. Olaf Van S with a €2 super chat. Valiant's Disney conference call will be good.
Is he going to call in?
Good.
No, he live streams it and does commentary as it's going on.
The investors call.
Yep. And he always does a good job with that stuff. Morris with $9.99, listening to New Inquisitor Rise of the Red Blade book and cannot recommend it. Main character is Rey 2.0 and is triggered by the mansplaining of other Jedi.
Oh, good.
Ooh. Well, thankfully for us, we have a mansplaining specialist.
It's matsplaining. When I do it, it's matsplaining.
My bad. You're right. Sorry. But that sucks. So that's, even the books aren't drawing us in.
Yeah. Did you see the picture from San Diego Comic-Con of all the High Republic books?
No.
It's like, why did you pack all those up and ship them out there just to pack them all back up again and ship them back?
Yeah.
And they put out that this week, Kristen Baver's back. This week in Star Wars was like 1 minute and 24 seconds, because she was recapping the pitiful display of things that they had at San Diego Comic-Con. She mentioned all the books. They're giving away a High Republic poster. They're giving away where's the whatever the guy's name is that's missing and all this. It's all. And then they're like, oh, and we have props from Ahsoka.
They should be giving away a
lot
everyone
more there. Bye.
It's the Bud Light of Star Wars. They can't take it off the shelf. It just stays on the shelf.
So they're giving it out for free now.
Yeah.
I know I've been very doom and gloom and talking about the future of Star Wars and everything. And like, I see Mama Bear in the chat going, no, and don't be like that. And I'm just, as always, from the very beginning of this thing, Nick and I said we wanted to be as authentic as we can be. So I'm just telling you, but I will say this. I will never get to a point in my desire for Star Wars or drive for Star Wars or interest in it or whatever. It will never be so bad where going to a Star Wars convention won't be a blast for me.
Or they got all the old cool fun stuff.
Go for your friends.
Well,
that's true.
No, and you go to see, you go for the fans too. Just
hanging out with other people. And
new Star Wars is dead to me, but old Star Wars will forever be the thing, and kind of tying back to what I was saying before was Bob Iger kind of caught up to a comment that I've been making since 2020. What's killing all these things is streaming. Like the MCU and Star Wars needs to stay on the big screen.
Yeah.
I think that's what you need to keep doing. I guarantee you, if none of these shows existed and it was just like the movies, they'd have way more time to like fix any mistakes they're probably making. They can listen more to the fans, and you'd keep the hype there. You wouldn't be tired of it. I'm tired of shows. That's it. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm sick of the streaming shows.
I know.
That's what they tried to do. They literally tried to take the boilerplate idea for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and say, let's do that, but let's do it with Star Wars. But instead of giving it the money and attention that they needed to do to bring it to screens, they did it on crappy Disney Plus shows. Excuse my French. And so there was
Don't you say crappy here.
I'm sorry. there was no scaffolding. There was nothing to build off of. It just felt cheap. It didn't feel real.
I was getting hate for saying I didn't want streaming shows. Like, what do you mean you don't want more Star Wars content? I'm like, because Star Wars, listen, I know George probably would have done a show or two, but the streaming has become a content machine. Like, just like what the sequels were. They were a product for money. They weren't a product for story and for the love of the IP. And that's what streaming becomes. So it should have never had all these shows.
They should have learned their lesson from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, that was on actual cable TV. And that show didn't.
That show has its following, so you be careful.
I love Agents
there
of
you
S.H.I.E.L.D.
go.
Shut your mouth. But
look at the current state of the streaming shows for both Star Wars and Marvel. Look what Disney has done. You know, and they created Marvel. They didn't. Let me rephrase that. They didn't create Marvel.
Be careful.
They took Marvel up to a place where it reached incredible heights.
Yeah.
And they have destroyed it very quickly after that.
Doing $1 billion a film.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's some of the best movies you could find.
Yeah, I'll still go back and watch the old Marvel movies still to this day.
And actually, Nick, to tag into your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comment, when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was running on ABC, Marvel Studios and Marvel TV were two different things.
Well, and the Netflix Marvel shows too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then of course you got Agent Carter. You know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't the only thing that you got on running on ABC during those times, but it was always seen in a very different way, right? Than the big screen, spectacles and the things that were going on just wasn't the same. And I think what we're all saying here is the minute they mushed it all together and said, whether it's on the big screen or the small screen or whatever, it's all treated as the same thing.
Continuity is king. Yeah,
it's all connected.
So I think in a way they're going to leverage, well, not in a way, I think reality says they're going to leverage these strikes that are out there as a way to reintroduce scarcity. The things that we think are coming out that are finished, that they said were going to come out at a particular time, I don't believe they're going to come out then. Yeah. They're going to stretch those things out.
That happened before the strikes.
Yeah.
What happened to the Lando show?
That happened before the strikes.
Well, all I'm saying is because they're going to use it as a reset. They're not going to come back to Iger's commentary. They're not going to come back and put everything back in production that they were working on. Certainly not on the same schedule. And it's going to get stretched out and stretched out. How they're going to maintain viewership and subscribership to their platform, I don't know. That part of it seems a bit suspect. But they're just not going to come back to this.
Well, rumor has it. Yeah, rumor has it from what you're saying, Matt, just as far as what they're going to do with the streaming shows. There's been talks that that Iger is trying to sell ABC, and then they are going to license the old shows that have already been put out on Disney Plus to whoever buys ABC to get more people to try to watch them. And then moving forward, the new seasons of those shows will initially drop on Disney Plus, where you'll get to see them first, and then 6 or 9 months later they'll come on. They'll license them out to ABC. So they're actually getting paid revenue for that.
I don't know why you would ever drop that business model. I feel like that's been the standard for a very, very long time, and they tried to break the mold on it, and it didn't work.
Yeah, and now rumor has it that they're going to be looking at going back to that, which I think is a smart move on their part. I don't think, because of the content, I don't think it's going to really do all that great, but at least from a business standpoint, that it seems like they're moving in the right direction that way, because then they're getting paid to put content that they've already put on Disney Plus out onto ABC, onto cable network.
Yeah.
I mean, they took because of greed and because they thought they could do it better, right, on streaming, and it isn't only Disney, right? Everybody sort of did this together, and even Iger's like they were keeping up with the Joneses in a way, right? Everyone made this decision that to try and compete with Netflix and to do some of these other things. They all went in without anyone really thinking about what the ramifications are, and here we are. Here we are with a bunch of disconnected platforms, with content that's non-sustainable, with people who don't want to pay for it, and now actors and writers on strike to boot. If you could screw it up any other way, I don't know how much more it could be screwed up.
No, they pretty well got it handled.
Yeah, it's in a pretty bad spot for sure.
And I don't want anybody to fail. I don't want anything to fail, but there is a small vindictive portion of me that's like, we told you, man. Like, we told you. What do you like? We've been screaming on the internet for 2 years. Like, bro, this is not going to work.
Yeah,
and
their reality is completely different from ours.
I know.
Well, and the pandemic,
they think what they're doing is good.
And the pandemic obscured this problem, right? It obscured the problem when everything stopped. When everything stopped, everyone was shuttered. People had nothing else to do but watch content. It skewed this problem in just the worst way. Right. And then when they came out of that and they could do everything again, they made all the wrong decisions.
I think what the pandemic did, it's okay. What the pandemic did was, like, I remember the conversation when the pandemic was a thing and theaters shut down, everything was shut down. Remember, theaters are dead, streaming should take over. It was a huge fight. I remember. And what happened was, it's not that theaters are dead, because obviously look at Maverick, look at Super Mario. It's made consumers more selective on what they decide to go out and spend their time and money.
Nick says it every week. I don't want to spend my money on that.
Yeah.
So it's not that the theaters are dead or movies are dead.
Yeah.
A lot of times people just wait for stuff to go on streaming, because if it's not something that calls their attention, like for example, this weekend you have, regardless of how crap Barbie is, you have the marketing of like the Barbenheimer thing, and Oppenheimer probably won't.
Oppenheimer?
Really? You've never heard of that? Yeah. It's like people are doing double features and stuff because of Tom Cruise, because he marketed, because Tom Cruise is out here marketing for the theaters. Like, he's posting pictures of his tickets with different movies and stuff. So it's like, it's not that people don't want to go. People want to go. They just want it to be worth their time.
Look at what happened with Sound of Freedom. I better not even say that on a channel right now with everything that's going on.
We might get canceled.
Yeah, but I mean, people will go see a movie if it's something they want to see.
Or with word of mouth, like Mission Impossible and Oppenheimer are two movies, I think, that like, just because they're not like blasting through the box office opening weekend, it doesn't mean anything. That those movies are gonna have legs.
They got legs. They'll run out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For anybody that follows us on Twitter, I actually shared this out the other day, and I put, when was last time this many good movies were all showing at the same time?
Lost Boys. I love
$6 would have covered the whole experience with soda and popcorn. Now we pay more for worse. Lost Boys, RoboCop, Predator, Full Metal Jacket, just classic movies. I can't remember the last time that I was in a theater or there were movies in theaters where it's like, crap, man, like, I don't know which one to go see. I want to see all these. It's been that long.
And they're probably rebooting all of those.
And not to mention, either before or after, go to that Radio Shack. Go to that Radio Shack and hanging out, right? Seeing what's going on in Radio Shack.
Dude, my dad used to work at a Radio Shack. That's how dated.
Nick, can you put that back up?
Yeah, I am.
All right, everybody, you can only pick one.
Yeah. Put in the chat.
Oh, X-Wing hit the exit, dude. He didn't want to do it.
Oh, I think
his internet is crapping on him.
Yeah, his internet crapped out. It'd be Predator for me all day, every day.
Lost Boys. I'm a weirdo.
Oh gosh.
What about you?
I think I would pick Full Metal Jacket.
That was a good movie.
That's a great choice.
So Nick, the question is, which one would I pick now, or which one would I pick then?
Ooh, let's go both.
Okay, yeah, that's totally different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So back then, I still would have picked Predator, because back then I was a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger and a huge action junkie, and I loved sci-fi. So I definitely would have still picked Predator, and I would still pick Predator today. So Predator would be both for me.
as a child, I would have picked RoboCop by miles. However, knowing what I know now, if I could only watch one of these movies for the rest of my life,
that's a different question.
It's Predator so easy. Like, that's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, I love it. It's in my top 5.
Now, Matt, to your point, the first 45 minutes of Full Metal Jacket is as good as any movie ever.
Yeah, it's great.
I would have picked, and I actually think I would have picked RoboCop then, and now I would pick Full Metal Jacket.
You kind of look like RoboCop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How popular were vampire movies when these came out? So that's probably why I would have gone with Lost Boys. It's probably like the most different.
Lost Boys. If I remember,
love Lost Boys.
I did too, but it was a little too out there for me.
It's
then.
campy.
It was a little too culty,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. It was a little, because it was kind of for that time period, it was a little bit of a strange mainstream release.
That's probably why
I really liked Fright Night also. Back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Nikki?
No, I haven't. I heard of it, but
if you like the Lost Boys, so Fright Night is an old school 80s vampire movie also.
okay.
It's really campy and it's really good. Check it out. It's called Fright
Sounds
Night.
familiar.
It's got one of those iconic, incredible VHS box cover art.
Oh yeah, the box cover art.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up the box cover.
Oh, I know you can. I know you can.
Fright Night. 80s.
I've seen the cover of this, so I definitely know.
Gosh, I haven't seen Fright Night.
There it is. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Such a good horror movie for back in the 80s, man. I remember seeing that at the video store and going, wow, that looks freaky. And I was like, I want to see that movie, you know.
Yep. All right, let's hit some more of these super chats. Thank you guys for your patience. Up next, Diamond Figs, $4.99. What's up, EBN? What's the number one make or break thing you all need to see in Ahsoka? I'm just going to keep it real simple and turn y'all loose with it. I just need it to be good. There's not a
see. Well, he's saying what you need to see. Like, what do you want to happen?
Be more specific, Coach. What's that one thing that has to be the best for you?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
My thing that will make it for me, that I'll be super happy to see, is what we've already discussed and talked about, which is a flashback of the first meeting with Luke and Ahsoka, and if we get Anakin or Anakin and Kenobi, you know, old Ben, Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan, Force Ghost, like if they did that, like that would be awesome. That one moment, the whole show could suck, but I could rewatch that whole moment if they give it to us, you know, over and over and over, you know, just like I can with the end of Mando season 2 with Luke.
You know what the sad thing about what you just said, Nick, is if they hadn't ruined it for me in Book of Boba Fett, I probably would have said I want to see Ahsoka and Luke meet together and talk about how, you know, Vader died as Anakin. But since they ruined that for me, I don't want to see that. I don't know if there's anything I need to see for it to be good, because I guess the way I could answer it is something that doesn't ruin established George canon. Mm-hmm. Keep Thrawn out of it. Have Thrawn only say like 3 lines. That's what I need. I don't want him to be all up in that show. I don't know. Just give me Chopper and whatever.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, for me, since I'm such a Rebels fan anyway, right? For me, I want to see how they sort of bring that Rebels chemistry. That Rebels chemistry really has to work if they're going to do it. I don't want them to just be those characters on the screen with the names of the Rebels characters. Am I making sense? It has to have that. They were the Ghost Crew, right? I mean, they had code names. I mean, they worked together for so long. And I mean, I think we saw them try and do that a little bit in the trailer where it was Hera and Ahsoka and Sabine, all 3 there. And they were like, once a rebel, always a rebel. And I'm like, all right, that's a little cringy, right? That's a little cheese, right? I want to see that. I want to see if they have to bring that Rebels chemistry for me.
I'll say this: bring me Callus. Don't be cowards. Give me Callus. Give me those mine chops.
I've given up on Callus. I'm with you. Callus would be an absolute bonus, but again, I'm like, they have to have it has to feel authentic. If it just feels like, look at Filoni putting these animated characters into live action again, then
That's exactly what he's doing.
This.
Reusing Rebels content is what he's doing for live action.
Yeah, the one thing I don't want to see is them trying to remake Heir to the Empire and Timothy Zahn.
I mean, that's what they're doing. Like not Galen. What's his name? The person Ray Stevenson is playing. Balin.
Balin. Yeah,
that's Sabayoth. That's like Filoni's version of Sabayoth. Like this is like kind of like a bastardization, for lack of a better term. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't want to see that happen.
I actually don't think.
Yeah, no.
I actually don't think Balin is fulfilling a Sabayoth role here. I don't think they're going to go there.
He's going to be hired by Thrawn. It's going to be somewhat of a dynamic there.
I'm starting to think that while he may be in Thrawn's employ to do a very specific thing, it's either not exactly what we think it is, or he has his own agenda also, which has nothing to do with Thrawn.
I could only hope so.
And again, if that story is told well, it could be very, very interesting. But I think there is a bit of a misdirect there in him and Shin's motivation. Yes, I obviously think they're aligned with Thrawn, but I think there's something else going on with those characters.
All right. X-Wing, you want to jump in here real quick and give your take? What's the one thing that'll make or break Ahsoka for you that you need to see? Or don't want to see?
Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those things where I feel like there's a lot of folks out there who feel like if we just see this one thing in Star Wars, everything is going to be better. It's all going to be fixed and I'm going to love it. And that's just not the case. Make or break thing you need to see in Ahsoka. There isn't one.
Oh,
that's kind of my answer too. Like, do I want it to be good? Yeah, be good. But what does it matter to me?
To be completely honest with you, even if this show absolutely slaps, it's incredible. We're like, oh my God, this is the Star Wars we've been waiting for. We're so happy, which I don't think is going to happen. What is it? It doesn't fix anything. Sorry to sound doom and gloom, but that doesn't fix anything for me.
No, brother, you got to be honest. It's not doom and gloom. It's reality.
It doesn't fix anything for me. There's a lot of tonal issues. There's a lot of issues within Lucasfilm in terms of the personnel working there, how they interact with fans, etc. And then obviously lack of content for the big screen. I mean, I could go on for an hour about reasons why. Even if Ahsoka is absolutely incredible, this is not going to fix Star Wars. So number one, make or break thing you need to see in Ahsoka. I don't know that I really care enough.
Well, and here's your answer. I don't know if maybe I could speak for the majority of us, maybe not Matt since he's an Andor shill, but the last time we felt a semblance of excitement when it came to Star Wars was the Luke scene in the season 2 finale. And it wasn't necessarily because he was doing his pew pew lightsaber thing. It was because he was resembling a character that we knew already. We knew that was Luke. And I don't think they can replicate something similar like that to any characters now. Like
Thrawn's it's tough. Like you said, it's tough because there's so much damage done at this point. Even if they nail a character and it feels familiar, there's so much backlogged damage. It's tough, man.
Look at Eric's comment right there.
All roads lead to roads lead to Jake Skywalker.
Yeah, all roads lead to Jake Skywalker. Yeah, something else that would be good to see that would probably help it be better is if there was a man in it, like a real man.
Hot man.
A real man. A real man.
A sexy man.
Non-homo.
This world needs X-Wing.
Yeah. Put X-Wing in the show. That make it better.
Look, he's frozen, or he's so frozen. Stunned. He's so stunned by my comment.
Yeah.
X-Wing.
I think he's frozen.
X-Wing.
Speaking of Andor, oops.
Hey, hold up. What?
How did that happen?
I was trying to highlight X-Wing, but oh well. I'll quit messing around.
Speaking of Andor, there may be a bigger Andor fan here than me, but his name is also Matt. Maybe this is a Matt's problem. Maybe it's
MK
only
Matt.
this much.
I hope you go find Uncle Harlow because we never did.
Look,
He
Yeah.
left out half his super chat. Currently rewatching Andor for the 4th time because I keep falling asleep every time
No,
I
he's
start.
got Cyril's picture. He's got Cyril's picture. Look, he's Cyril in his PFP.
Yeah, he's a bowl of cereal. I see it.
X-Wing, no problem, bro. We love you.
Well,
Happy birthday.
I'm glad MK Matt really likes Andor enough to watch it for the 4th time. I wish I was in that boat with Disney Star Wars content where I was like, oh my God, I love this show so much. Like I want to watch it again and, just enjoy the episodes. But man, I just
the problem
don't.
with Andor is that it's not that it's a bad show, but some Star Wars fans just got jaded faster than others to like really get that invested in a show like Andor. That's what it is.
That
it
must
just
be
wasn't
me.
fun for me.
So let's go through it. All of the Disney Plus Star Wars streaming shows. How many seasons have you watched twice or more? Of any show?
Mando season 1 and 2.
Same.
That's it. That's
it?
all I've done right there.
Really?
Same. Everything
Okay,
else.
well, I mean, obviously I've watched Andor more than once. I've actually watched Kenobi more than one time.
Oh my God, kick this man.
I'm constantly talking about rewatchability because that's how I measure. And there are the majority of Star Wars singular episodes that they've given us on Disney Plus. I have seen one time. Once. If I'm not watching it, if I'm not watching Star Wars more than once, you have a problem, Disney, not me.
Well, I'll count season 7 of Clone Wars too. More specifically, the Mandalorian arc, not the stupid sisters. I forgot their stupid names, but the last 4 episodes, I would say I've watched that way more than once. Before they overkilled it with Ahsoka and Maul being in every single thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know what's funny is like we have literally stayed on this one topic the whole chill stream.
And we have these super chats are still.
Yeah.
God bless this chat tonight. This super chat is stacked.
Y'all are rolling them in. Let's
see
go.
what happens when we talk about a fandom we love. Just because we don't like the new stuff doesn't mean we're not Star Wars fans.
Before I go to the next one, Coach, I feel like I missed. Did we say Avenger? Did we already say Avenger? No, we didn't say Avenger. Oh, Colleen Guerra? I'm talking about, let me use my words. We're not there. We're not there yet. I thought I missed a couple of, all right, keep going. I thought I missed a couple member chats. Here we go.
All right. So, yep, Chris Reed. Ahsoka is going to set up an original trilogy reboot. And when that happens, my brother, I am out.
I'm out.
They're waiting for George to pass to do something like that.
That's like rewriting the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yep. I will literally never watch another Star Wars. I'll never watch another Star Wars Disney show ever again.
I think that's when you get fans go to the headquarters and actually pick it and like spray paint the buildings and lay on the ground and
glue our hands to the string or the building wall.
That's so funny. At that point, it's 9/11. It's destroyed.
Oh my God.
Down to the ground, and there is no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Oppenheimer of Lucasfilm. They do that.
Related question: what would your reactions be if Leia shows up in Ahsoka?
Not surprised. I mean,
it would depend on how she shows up.
I'd be dead inside, Matt. Honestly, if I see any more deep fakes, I'm just gonna like I'm dead inside. I don't feel anything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm almost to the same point, Nikki.
So are you trying to? Are you flirting with the idea?
That's a
Matt,
rumor.
Are you flirting with the idea of Han, Luke, and Leia together in the Ahsoka show?
Not really. Unfortunately, where I'm going with it is it would be sort of an ideal time to start introducing Leia, questioning Mon Mothma, and watching and hearing about what the threat could be and how.
Sounds like Heir to the Empire to me.
But setting up her trajectory to the sequel, to the Leia treatment we got in the sequels, right? Where she had to step back up again, take the reins, and basically clean up the mess one more time. It seems like if they really wanted to, they could start telling her path there in this series.
I'd respect it more if it was recasted. There's something really morbid about using Carrie Fisher to me still. Like I don't know. I'm also sick of these deep fakes. It's just what happens if, God forbid Mark Hamill passes. Wouldn't it feel weird to constantly see a deep fake Luke all the time? It's too meta. Like that Christopher Reeve cameo in The Flash was kind of unsettling, even though it was horrible looking. It's just like, come on.
So I'm torn there, Nikki, because I don't think you could recast Luke Skywalker. He has to look like Mark Hamill. It has to be him. Like for me, like I'm
kind of in the same boat.
I think you guys would be singing a different tune if in that season 2 finale they had recasted him. It would have been like a couple of seconds, like whoa, but then it'd be like, okay, that is Luke. And
I really think it would have had a lesser meaning for me if it did.
Maybe, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same, especially with that character. Like who was it?
Look what happened when they recast Han. It didn't work for me.
No.
I think it's because the movie was trash. To be honest,
but the thing is, if you go on YouTube and you watch the deep fakes that were done by fans that put Harrison's face to where they showed clips of the movie and it actually looks like Harrison Ford from Star Wars: A New Hope. Like I was like, when I was watching, I was like, wow, that looks really good. Like if that was the movie, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah,
just enough with
but
the
it has to
fakes.
be done good.
If you're doing a deep fake, that means that you've run out of ideas and you have to keep digging up past stories. Do a new story. That's it. It's not like you're using a deep fake to like do a quick little flashback that you never do. It's like, no, you're using a deep fake to literally tell the story. Like, no, you need to move forward and use your own damn characters. That's it.
I mean, at this point, I'd be happy with a high-end animated film.
Yeah, and get freaking Mark Thompson. Come on, this dude is like a man of 1,000 voices. They have a gold mine sitting right in front of them. Just do an animated show with them. That's it.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, let's keep rolling. Thank you, Chris, for sending that in, man. That's a great question. Israel R, $15 super chat. Thank you, Israel. He says, "Hello, everyone. Do you think that Star Wars games might have a possible hope?" Hang on.
Might be maybe is what he meant to
Probably
say.
put the word "be" there. Might be a possible.
Okay, yeah. Do you think Star Wars games might be a possible hope for Star Wars? Jedi Survivor has its flaws, but I enjoyed it way more than anything else lately in Star Wars, Andor being the exception. So I will give you my only example for that, and it's going to definitely sound negative and doom and gloom. They lost me completely when I bought a $400 VR set to play. What was it called, Nick? Squadrons. That was the game to get me back in.
Oh, we were hyped for Squadrons. Hyped. Like we could.
Dude, that trailer was freaking lit, dude. Like I remember even showing my dad the trailer. He's like, "Yo, what is that? I want to play." And I'm like, "I don't know." But then it came out, and everybody was like, "It was literally a flight simulator, like to the extreme." And it's like, sure, maybe some people like that, but it doesn't appeal to the mass audience.
And the story was garbage. The characters were garbage.
Couldn't do it, man.
And you guys are such huge X-wing TIE fighter. I mean, you guys were X-wing TIE fighter fans to the max, right? So I couldn't imagine how
it was a dream come true. That
Oh.
game coming out to me and Nick was a lot like Episode 7 coming out.
That trailer was amazing.
It's something that we wanted so bad, and we didn't think it would ever happen. We talked hypothetically for years about if they ever do a VR flight simulator Star Wars game, that's it. That's the game to end all games right there. There's no reason to ever play another game. That's it. If you put me in the cockpit of an A-Wing and put me in the Battle of Endor, I'm never playing another game. That's where I'm going to be.
And they had in the first Battlefront game on PlayStation, they had the VR mission for the X-Wing. When Coach came to my house, he played it as well.
Crazy.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So
need a whole game of it.
I was like, I need a whole game of this. And so when Squadrons was announced, I mean, hype isn't even a strong enough term. We were so pumped and excited for that game. We were going to be doing tons of content on it. And when
I spent $400 on a VR set. I'm a school teacher.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that the VR version was worse than the regular version.
Oh, it was so. It would make you sick. I did stop playing it.
A
with
lot
the
of
VR
people
headset.
and a lot of people got sick, Nick. It wasn't just y'all. I mean, I seen a lot of it's like the VR one was the worst way.
Yep.
The
And
comment
so,
on the comment they made on Survivor and stuff. I know this may just be a me thing, but when I played Fallen Order, I couldn't get enough of that game.
I like Fallen Order.
I still haven't finished Survivor. That goes to
Mm.
show you where my head is at. And that game came out a while
I
ago
never
already.
even bought it.
After I fought, listen, spoilers, non-spoilers, whatever. After I fought Vader as Seer, I was like, I'm freaking done with this game. Like, I'm done with this game. So I'll finish it eventually, but the hype just wasn't there for me anymore.
I'm turning into a cranky old man, I guess, because
Get off my grass.
Yeah, because
Shout out those clouds.
You
Shout out those
whippersnappers.
there is not a day in my life where I would have ever thought Diablo 4 would suck,
Oh, I hate that.
and it sucked.
I told Coach, he was like, dude, you ain't getting a day one. I was like, hell no. I'm waiting.
I thought Nick was. I was so disappointed that Nick wasn't getting it, and I was going to be playing it without him. And that's something that we grew up playing together. And I was like, I didn't understand it. And I was like, I'm buying it. It's going to be awesome. Look at the reviews. Look at the gameplay. It's Diablo, dude. What's wrong with you? Well, announcement. He was right. I was wrong. The game is turd. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, they're not the same company. It's not the same people involved. And after the horrible release of Diablo 3, I was like, I just cannot pre-order any of these games anymore. I don't have the money just to be buying game after game after game, and so I was like, I'm gonna give it like a week. If after a week people are raving about it, being like, this is the best Diablo game, and Coach is like, oh my god, dude, you have got to get this, it is freaking badass.
Did you guys play Lego Skywalker, the Skywalker saga? The Lego one?
I couldn't get it. I couldn't get into it. I bought a Switch to play it, and I couldn't get into it.
Nikki, I bought it for $65. I played the first level, and I ain't played it since.
And I haven't played many Lego games, but people that I've talked to that have played a lot of Lego games say that one was very lackluster. I guess maybe it's because since I don't play that many, it was fine. It's crazy to me because what I noticed is that the sequels in that game had longer levels and it was more interactive than the prequel or OT eras.
Oh, no, you didn't. That's wrong. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
No, I had more fun watching X-Wing lag out and get frustrated.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm like, I'm just gonna watch him get frustrated.
I had fun with it. Lego has this little humor here and there. I thought it was funny here and there.
They have a lot of really funny little cutscenes. Now, I played the original Lego Star Wars games, 3 or 4 of them, and enjoyed them a lot. They are what they are,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
it looks like they have a Mandalorian coming, animated Lego Mandalorian Halloween special.
I bought the last one because my oldest daughter wanted to get it and play it with me, because you could co-op, and we literally played the first level, put the sticks down, and never went back.
No, I hate
So.
that.
All right, let's keep rolling. Thank you so much, Colleen Guerra.
Real quick, Coach. But before you hit this next one, I just want to tell everybody in chat this right here. If you want a good Star Wars game, as soon as I get a new computer, I'm getting this. This is the TIE Fighter Total Conversion. That a fan made this. It's built on the backbone of the original TIE Fighter game for PC. This is a PC only game. But they completely redo this entire game. All the models are different, and they just came out with a huge update for this game. And this is the flight sim you want to play. This is the first game that introduced Thrawn in it. Came out in 1994. But TIE Fighter Total Conversion,
and it supports VR.
Yeah, and it supports VR. If you guys want a good Star Wars game, go check that one out.
Absolutely. All right. Colleen Guerra, or as I used to call her, Colleen Guerrera. Sorry, Colleen. She says, for me, episodes are an issue. I binge watched Andor and enjoyed the experience better. Less emotional mood swings. Based on the Ahsoka trailer, I get preachy, arrogant women vibes and bad jokes that missed their mark.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you there. When I watch the trailer for Ahsoka, sometimes I'm like, hey, this has a chance. And I make a video and I say that, and I'm like, hey, this doesn't look okay, let's go. And then I get absolutely ripped to shreds in the comments, and it kind of brings me down.
Yeah, well, you know what brings me down? That they keep rubbing in your face the freaking Enter the Empire line. Like, shut up, Ahsoka. I get it.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Jerk.
that definitely rubs me the wrong way as well. So thank you, Colleen, for sending that in. That was a member chat, and all of you members get because you're a member, you get to, instead of super chat, you get to send us a member chat, and we love reading those.
Oh, there's one more. There's one more member chat. You see it from Venger?
Yeah, Venger. What's making me angry is how not one actor from House of the Dragon got an Emmy nomination, but Lizzo gets one for that awful Mando episode. It's like the Emmys are giving House of the Dragon a resounding FU.
Preach
Yeah.
it. They
Awful.
got
Crazy.
8 nominations, right? I'm gonna start freaking going on a tangent here. They got 8 nominations for the production, all that stuff, well deserved. But okay, you want to make a case that maybe Matt Smith, maybe next season will be his season, but Patty Considine, like, are you kidding me? This man delivered the performance of, I would say, his lifetime in season 1 of House of the Dragon and didn't give it to him. I get it. The nominees in there, you have a lot of people from Succession, which is like also well earned. But I would argue that Patty had way more screen time than Brian Cox did. I don't know. To me, that really freaking pissed me off. But again, I don't put weight in the Emmys. I don't think most people do anyways who watches it anymore. But still, I know it means a lot to them. I'm sure it would have meant a lot to Patty. Rant over.
Rant over. That's good. All right. Well, thank you, Venger, for sending that in, and for the rant, Nikki. Debbie Young, 999. I understand what you were saying, but it breaks my heart. Anytime I see people I love, like everyone on the panel and EBN members, lose what they love by people that don't care, it hurts. Well,
People I love.
I don't love Disney Star Wars. I love George Lucas Star Wars. And those, look, and I know, Matt. I know
I understand the distinction. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the distinction.
And I understand people that say, no, there's just Star Wars. I get that. I wish I could see it that way. But I don't.
But we were all open to liking the stuff that they were going to make, right? I
Yeah.
speak for all of us. Like, well, of course we're open. And like the reason why, and this extends to the MCU and all the other IPs as well. Like, we were fans of these IPs for a reason. If we don't like what they're doing now, it's because we know the potential it has from before. Same thing with Mando season 3 compared to season 1 and tell me it's the same quality. Compare phase 4 or 5 of Marvel to season 1 and tell me it's the same caliber. Like that's where my head is at. That's why it's like it's really triggering for me.
So, and that's the thing, man. It's like we're talking about entertainment. This isn't a marriage. I don't love you till death do us part when you're sick and all that stuff. This ain't my wife. Like, you go woke and start giving us terrible stories, I'm out.
But it is called entertainment for a reason, right? It's supposed to be entertaining. It's something you do in your free time to come away from that. It's like, you know what, that took me out of my nonsense, and it gave me something I really enjoyed and I really looked forward to. And I think the problem is what we're all saying, I know ad nauseum, is they've really missed on providing that escapism, entertainment value for the return on our investment, whether that's financial for the streaming service, or whether that's just to put the time in to watch it and try and enjoy it. And in some cases, the results have made us mad. It's given us the exact opposite. Exact opposite of where they were going for. So I've said it before, I've been wrong before, my takes, right? I think Ahsoka is going to be enjoyable. On the point everyone's making, does it erase everything else that's not hit the mark? No, because they are inconsistent. They have to continually give us enjoyable content, or else people are just going to be like, nah, forget it.
The comment that we got just a few minutes ago about somebody said that they thought that they were going to reboot the original trilogy. I'm not saying I think that's what's going to happen, but the way that it seems to be going is over time, more and more older fans are hitting the doors and leaving. Okay. But one day, I predict we're going to see something on screen that's going to cause a mass exodus again, just like the sequels did. I really do think it's going to happen. If they rebooted the original trilogy, Star Wars would absolutely drop and just be awful. You know, they've got the golden key in their hands and they don't even know how to use it. Put the original film back in the movies.
I've been saying this since the pandemic, right? But Coach, I think if they reboot the original trilogy, I'm done. Right? That I'm done. If they really do that, you've lost me.
We'll just be network.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be done in the future. Look at what they're doing. I know you guys are not Harry Potter fans, but the show coming out on HBO Max, it's literally retelling the original movies. Granted, it's not on the same scale, but it's just to show you that it's gonna happen in the future. Like they're gonna do these things because there are original ideas, but they're no more like good original ideas in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't know, not to take us too far afield, but I don't know if you all have seen the trailer for Gareth Edwards' new movie called The Creator. Another looks like a sprawling space opera type sci-fi. I'm like, give me some of that. It looks great. And guess what? It's only going to be in the theaters.
Is that the one with the crazy budget or something?
Yeah, and it's we won't do it now, but you guys look for the trailer. It looks really, really good. Really good. You know, like Dune-esque, right? But not Dune, right? But not Star Wars.
Now. Whoa.
But it has that
my language.
It has that look in the feel. Yes, and it's Gareth Edwards, who we know is associated with Rogue One. So we'll
By the way, I would be totally in favor of Denis Villeneuve doing a Star Wars movie. Just saying.
Dude, can you imagine that? That's what we need to bring back the cinematic experience of Star Wars in the theater. Say what you will about Rogue One, but that movie is gorgeous looking.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's see here. Ouch Time with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Ouch Time. He says, hey, Coach, did the guy you bought that massive Star Wars collection from have a webpage or something? We can see some of the diorama photography work that he did. Unfortunately, I never saw it. He told me, his name was Mr. Robert. He told me about the pictures and about what he did, but I never actually got to see any of those things. So that is something I do regret. I wish I could have seen some of those pictures that he took. I bet they were incredible. But thank you so much for asking.
What, Matt?
I read an upcoming super chat, and I think I'm temporarily broken. Keep going. Keep going. So I'll collect myself.
Diamond Figs, follow up, Nikki. Is there anything that could make the potential first meet between Luke and Ahsoka work? Appreciate y'all killing it.
Damn. I don't know, because for me, the excitement or the hype for it would be gone at that point because I know they already know each other. Like in the order of events, obviously not, because that would be the first time they're meeting each other. But I guess maybe it'd be nice to hear them talk about Anakin. But it's just, I don't know. I don't think there's anything that could make it like work for me at this point anymore. Especially depending on how much, because this show is going to be used to elevate Ahsoka to godhood. I mean, she's already part god, right? From Clone Wars. So this is going to be like Filoni's way of truly putting his mark on that. So it's going to be kind of like, is it going to feel like Ahsoka's more overpowered than Luke in this show? I don't know. Sure. Let me see them meet, but it's not going to have the same impact on me as it would have had I not seen them together on screen already.
So they're about to make, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's almost like finding your Christmas presents early before you open them. Christmas morning, and then you open it and you're like, I already knew what it was. Like,
yeah,
you're not as excited.
It's like when you're a kid and you open presents and you're getting clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, so
a pair of slipper socks.
Tommy James.
Yeah, some Tommy James.
Let's see. Thank you, Diamond Figs, for sending that in.
Final comment here. Just remember, Ahsoka is the greatest. I mean, Anakin is the greatest Jedi of all time.
All right, we're done. So. We're done there. We're done. Moving on. Wraith1701 with a $4.99 super chat. Man, I just need this show to be good. But if they tastefully manage to somehow give us a post-Jedi Han, Leia, and Luke reunion, I'm with you.
I mean,
That's something that we need to see.
Seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so then I can remember that Han goes back to being a loser in Force Awakens.
So that one of y'all talked about, I think it was Nick, about a scene. Oh yeah, he was saying even if the show's not good, there could be a scene in it that you really enjoy. Like if they gave us that.
Yeah.
So guilty pleasure, when Luke is walking through the cave, looking like Luke, talking to Leia, walking out to confront Kylo Ren, that by far for me is the best thing we got out of the sequels.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The only scene I will rewatch.
Him kissing her forehead, like especially now with Carrie gone and stuff like that. Like it's the closest thing we got to a reunion, and I really appreciate it. At least we got that little freaking amount.
Exactly. Nick, what is your thought on that scene? I've never asked you that.
No, I like that scene. I hated the fact that it turned out to be just a force projection, which I thought was stupid. But and then he hands her that they put so much emphasis on the dice, you know.
Yeah, that was
just
stupid.
like really.
No one gave a crap about that dice.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting by Nick watching this on opening night when that scene happened, and I had been sitting there for I don't even know how long, pissed at what I had been watching.
Yeah.
And it was such an emotional roller coaster because I'm mad, I'm pissed. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, here we go.
Are they about to fix this movie? Oh my gosh.
And then it's a force projection.
Tears start streaming. I'm like, my heart is pumping. They're fixing this movie. Force projection. I'm right back freaking down, man. And
then boom, crash.
Dude, I remember leaving The Last Jedi because look, again, say what you will, but obviously The Last Jedi is trash, but visually it was a really good looking movie.
Oh so yeah, Star Wars has never looked bad.
Yeah, especially with the sequels with the new technology, whatever. The only thing they did bad was the lightsaber fights. But my point is that with The Last Jedi, I remember leaving that movie confused. I'm like, did I hate this movie? Like that was my first thought when I left the theater. I'm like, did I hate this?
I had to see it 3 times to try to convince myself it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah, and then when I saw it was a force projection, it didn't have the impact Rian Johnson wanted it to have. I was like, okay. And then when you said that, Nick, about him being a force projection, I just got like PTSD flashbacks of Rian Johnson's tweet of him pointing at that Legends book, trying to like justify the fact that force projection was done in Legends. You remember that, guys? All the cope he did on Twitter is what ruined it for me.
And then he fades away at the end and just dies.
Yeah,
like, what the F was that?
I mean, Leia died the same freaking way in Rise of Skywalker.
Well, the same way Obi-Wan died. And I know I'm an anomaly.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You know, I'm an anomaly here, but I really liked, I still like the Yoda Luke interaction in that movie. I really
That's
do.
My hot take too. I like Yoda in that movie.
Yeah, I didn't mind that scene.
I
don't like. I don't. Yeah, I know. No, Coach is not a fan
because Yoda's not the. Look, I'm funny. That's not Yoda.
Well, I guess the idea was to appeal to Luke when he first met him on Dagobah, right? And I will say I like the line. You know, we are what they grow beyond. That is a true burden of all masters. I like that line.
When I think about that Yoda scene, about how he's goofy and stupid, like he was at the beginning of Empire, until he actually revealed himself for who he actually is, then there was no more jokes. Once he was like, "Yeah, I'm Yoda," it was all serious, baby. There was no funny business.
The same thing happened in Last Jedi.
But no, he was stupid the whole time.
Was he?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, he was. So, but that to me speaks volumes about Rian Johnson's understanding of Star Wars. Because to him, he thought Yoda was this stupid little funny puppet. And that's what he gave us in the sequel trilogy. Anyways.
I think I was biased too because Frank Oz.
I should have put that in our documentary.
Frank Oz did come back too. So that was kind of like, I was like.
And then he called Force Ghost Lightning out of the sky.
All right, let's keep going. George B had a blank super chat.
Thank you, George B.
Thank you for
Hail,
that.
George B.
Let us know.
If you got a message, just type it in regular chat.
Yep, absolutely. Snail's World, $2. Ahsoka is just Dave Filoni further breaking canon. Bam.
It's looking like that could be the case.
We'll be watching.
we'll find out.
We have our canon experts. I'm not a canon expert.
And
It's
and
Dave
especially when it
Filoni
comes to
inserting
EU.
Ahsoka into the background of everything because she wasn't there to begin with.
Yeah,
but we don't call it breaking canon. We call it recontextualizing the story.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
You got to use the
Shut
correct
up, Matt.
terminology.
We call it a recontextualization.
From a certain point of view, taking that too literal.
Diamond Fix $4.99. Y'all, I'm just interested in the conversation now. What's on the top of your list that could bring you back 100% to drinking that magic Star Wars Kool-Aid? Time travel.
No, shut up, Coach. No.
A DeLorean.
No, I'm talking about like time travel in the real world.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Go back and actually fix it.
Yeah.
Don't release the sequel trilogy. I don't know if I have an answer to that question.
Yeah, that's a hard one to answer. Like honestly, for me, like if they did the World Between Worlds thing, I would be excited about that they were retconning the sequel trilogy. I could get behind that. Or if they did like some high end animation of some of the really good EU books, or even some of the video games, you know, brought in Dash Rendar, Kyle Katarn, all that sort of stuff, and kept it true to the actual stories that they wrote back in the 90s and stuff, I could get behind that too and get excited about that. It doesn't have to be something to do with Luke and Han and Leia and stuff, even though I'd like to see some stuff done with that and them fix them ruining them in the sequel trilogy. I could get excited about other Star Wars content, you know, and they own this whole property. They could do it. I just don't understand why they're not.
I have a starting point that you could do because, like, honestly, to do like to drink the magic Star Wars Kool-Aid, I don't think that could ever happen again because they're too far gone at this point. And to what Nick was saying, I just don't trust them to touch anything with the EU. Just let it be EU. Leave it alone. Don't do anything. Move forward. You could start with that. Just move forward beyond the sequels and have Filoni just go back to doing animated. That's where he excels. These animated shows are always pretty good with him. If he wants to move beyond the Clone Wars, he can do that as well. He could tell different stories of different characters. I know I just said move forward, but if he wants to do animated stuff like in between Return of the Jedi into the New Republic, maybe that could be good. Who knows? Into the sequels, but like just move forward. Stop with this. Just stop it.
Yeah. And let me clarify. When I say animated, I don't want more cartoons. When I say animated, I want more like the Knights of the Old Republic cinematics.
Yeah.
The more CGI, the more realistic look, not cartoons. I want some awesome animation like that done for some of these old shows. And even if they did something with the original cast and stuff and kind of continued their story moving forward, I'd be on board for that.
Hot take, Clone Wars looks way better than Rebels.
That's not really a hot take. The animation is way better.
Okay. All right,
It's
good.
a whole different story. I mean, and for me, the answer here is more procedural than anything else. Give me one animated series, one Disney Plus series, and a movie every year, or alternate and give me the animated and the Disney Plus, and then the next year give me a movie. Go back to making better stories less frequently, reintroduce sort of that scarcity aspect, and just focus on giving us quality stuff and make it less overwhelming from just a consumption perspective. For me, that would go a long way. It's too much.
So I can say it in one word. After sitting here listening to you guys and thinking about, you know, the question, what's on the top of your list that could bring you back, you know, into the fold? Here's my answer, and it's actually in the name: war. I need more war. Think about the Battle of Hoth. Think about the Battle of Endor. We'll get a snippet every once in a while, and some things have done it right. Rogue One did it right. You know, we had, you know, for what it's worth, The Last Jedi, the battle at the end was a good battle.
Yeah.
You know, that we need a heck of a lot more war. Where's the war in Mando? Why are we calling this Star Wars? So that's something that I am definitely missing.
And a simpler answer too would be movies. Bro,
Yeah.
we haven't had a freaking movie since Rise of Skywalker. Like, just put a movie out. Stop focusing so much on streaming shows. Even Bob Iger said, again, he's catching up to the rest of us. You're asking too much of the consumers to keep up with. Just give us movies here and there, and you have less of a risk of ruining a franchise and oversaturation. That's the problem with Star Wars.
That's exactly right. I agree, especially considering they're not getting it right. They're not delivering good Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So just stop.
This is the kind of animation I'm talking about. If we got some of those shows with some stuff that they did like this,
I wish
that would be freaking awesome. I would be drinking the Star Wars Kool-Aid again. You know, it doesn't have to be live action. I mean, I prefer live action, but you know, especially going back to the original cast, you know, who are old and Carrie's dead. Harrison doesn't want to do anything with it. You know, if we got them back in this kind of format, I would be fine with that. I would be fine with that. You know, if they don't want to spend the money on deep fakes and all that sort of stuff, you know, because I mean, this was what was keeping Star Wars alive for so long that people loved, you know,
except for that rip-off Han Solo. I never liked.
Yeah.
I wish, dude, but
so I just got a message that I want to read that's off topic but more important than anything that we're talking about. Debbie just sent me a message and she says, just got a message from Tron's mother stating that he was in the hospital, was feeling bad and had pain but didn't have any more information for me. She said she would get back with me. I'll let you know more when I hear from her. So he did have to go to the emergency room 3 days ago, and it looks like he's back there again. So thoughts and prayers to our friend Tron.
Praying for Tron for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Keep us updated if possible, please.
Are you ready for the next one?
Oh no.
I want Nikki to read it.
Oh crap. Yeah. Should I have my camera on or off for that one?
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you.
Shut up, Nick. Go ahead. Oh no. Risman, thank you for being sensible. Your little bald head really fills me with joy and power. May the force be with you. Wax that sexy dome and call me, from Kathleen Kennedy.
My girl, I think I finally figured out who Kathleen Kennedy is now, by the way, but from my girlfriend Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh my God. Oh, you need to donate more so we can get that head waxed live on stream.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Kathleen, for sending that in. I hope you get fired tomorrow. All right. MK Matt 499. Been disappointed with a lot of Disney Plus Star Wars. Obi-Wan broke my heart. Complete misuse of the characters. Sequel level failure, but Andor is legit amazing.
All right, Serial, we get it.
I love it.
Uncle Harlow. You got to go see Uncle Harlow.
Yeah. But I said before Kenobi even dropped, I said this show is going to be the sequel trilogy for the prequel babies.
Enjoy your Fruit Loops, Norman Bates. We're good.
Oh, he was so weird in there. Oh,
yep.
I was like, what is happening?
And one of our oldest members, she's been with us from the beginning of memberships. We love her, Colleen Guerra. She says force projection was a technique used by mostly. She knows more about Star Wars than I do, folks.
Felinacy? Is it Felinacy?
Women. Maybe? The background of Luke learning it from them would be fascinating and exciting story. Felinacy order is interesting. Read The Dark Side by Trisha Barr. Very cool. Colleen has read like every Star Wars book, and she's like Nikki. So, yeah.
Have you read that book, Nikki?
No, I haven't. The EU is so many freaking books. Like it's hard to. There's only very few people I know that have actually read all of them. So I have to check that one out.
Yep.
We did it. I don't.
We have cleared all super chats.
No.
Guys, thank y'all. So look,
right on time too.
The plan is, the funny thing, we only covered one article and we had 4.
Saturday. Save them for Saturday.
We're saving the other 3 for Saturday. So be ready for that. Nick, do you have any channel updates or anything?
So like I said at the beginning of the stream, I am gonna be uploading some content to our Patreon page soon. Last Sunday was the first members stream that I'm gonna try to do weekly on Sunday afternoons. So all channel members, this Sunday, I'm probably gonna try to do it the same time every Sunday. I think what did we do it at 2 or 4, Matt?
I think it was 3 Eastern, so 2 o'clock y'all's time.
Yes, yeah, 2 o'clock our time. So it's probably gonna be 2 o'clock Central Time every Sunday. I'm gonna try to do more stuff for all the members here because without you guys, this channel doesn't exist. You guys keep this channel going in the very disturbing state that Star Wars is in. It's because of you guys that we're even still around. So I'm going to try to show some more appreciation for all our channel members here and try to do weekly membership streams. Again, like I said, I'm going to be getting some Patreon content up. Then y'all be here Saturday for our stream.
Sounds great. Nikki, Risman, anything?
No, just again, I'm horrible at this, but the Salty Inferno with me and Felicity.
Oh yeah, I'll throw a link up there.
The Salty Inferno.
You guys go sub to the Salty Inferno.
One day I won't feel as cringe about it. But yeah, we've been having fun over there. Talking about Snow Mix is how we lovingly call her instead of Snow White. Call her Snow Mix.
Oh boy.
Did you like?
Hey, what about the 7 bandits?
The 7 bandits.
We call them the Diversity Squad.
They are.
Yeah.
They look like a dysfunctional NBA team, not
horrible.
7 dwarfs.
I thought it was a joke.
From the 70s.
I thought it was
era.
an adult film when I saw those pictures. I'll just leave it
They've
at that.
definitely cornered ragtag. The ragtag look. They definitely cornered. If that's what they were going for, they look pretty.
They look like people you would be concerned that if you invited to your house, you'd wake up and all your stuff would be stolen and gone the next morning.
Well, it's funny you mention that because I think the premise is they rob from the rich to give to the poor. I think it's like a Robin Hood ripoff. So they are literally stealing things.
Hey, big shout out to the Sundowners Club.
Yeah,
Nick had him co-host
Yep.
on Thursday.
Last Thursday. Yep.
Yeah.
And everybody in chat, 250 people still. I'm streaming in a couple of minutes once y'all are done. So whole community, head over to the Sundowners Club and enjoy that stream over there.
Yep.
Guys, thank y'all for being here. Nikki and Risman. Nick, thanks for everything you did last week. It's been good to be back. Tonight's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it. So it was very chill for me, and I needed it.
It's a chill stream. That's what it's supposed
it
to
is.
Mission
I know
accomplished.
we have chill streams, but I normally don't feel chill. I felt chill tonight. So
Good.
thank you guys for being here. As we always say, we are You Are Echo Base Network. We love you guys very much. We will see y'all Saturday night. I'm out of practice, so I can't find the buttons. There it is. See y'all Saturday. Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community